Hello, my name is Bonny bbeebe and I am on the fitness staff with the Fitness Equation. Our workout today, I've called it upper body bing. We're going to go through the major muscle groups in the upper body and do one exercise per muscle group. We're going to be utilizing household items. So, I've selected these because I'm Asian. I have soy sauce and cans of curry out here. And we're going to go through and work out our back, chest, shoulders, triceps, and biceps. Each muscle group will be worked in isolation, or we're trying to focus on just that one muscle group. And here we go. Okay, we're going to start off with the back. For the back, I've selected the bent over row. I'm going to choose a medium size weight for this one. So remember, whenever you hold your household items, you want to make sure you feel like you can get a good grip and it stays consistent with you through the exercise. Back, bent over row. So I'm going to turn to this side first, and I'm going to do that player ready stance. Feet about shoulder width or maybe a little more apart. Make sure your toes are not pointed inward, and you're going to bend over. Once your glutes are sticking out and your chest is sticking out forward. So if you are upright, it looks like this. Bent over row, not all the way bent over, but about half of that. And the stance I'm going to use is my feet next to each other. So with the bent over row, you're going to pull up and full release. At your release, your arm is as long as it can get, but it's not locked out. So pull up and out. And you want to make sure that there's a distinct midpoint with every rep. Up and extend. Another way you can do this is in this leaning forward stance. You're in a runner's lunge, not a regular lunge. So right here, squeeze up and release. At the top point of your exercise, your elbow is in. Think about brushing that elbow up the side of your body and release. Things you want to avoid is changing up your stance in the duration of the exercise, and you want to avoid what I call the chicken wings. So up here, we are not trying to elbow out, straight up and full release. Up and full release. The regular stance together, up and full release. You can do both sides at once, or you can do a single side at the same time. And remember, if you do the single side, keep the same weight as you pull and do the same amount of reps. So this targets the back area, and it is called the bent over row. The next muscle group is the chest. The chest is opposite of your back. Chest is a push movement. So for this one, we are going to lay down. The things you want to remember about laying down is that you just feel comfortable. In the duration of the exercise, you're not lifting up. This exercise right now doesn't have any kind of a bridge to it. So, 2 weights. Think about the width at which you start right here, and doing it on the floor is great because it somewhat sets you up for that starting point. Up here, you want the width between your weights to remain consistent. Up, squeeze the chest, bring it back down. Think about doing a push-up. You're just flipped over. You can have your feet planted. You can have them straight. Up and down. Remember, at any point, if you feel your back arcing up, you want to correct that. Up and down. The chest press. So our next exercise is going to be called the overhead press. We are targeting the shoulders. The muscle group with which we are targeting is shoulders, and I've chosen overhead press. So I'm choosing some of the lighter weights, and just remember, when you are trying to work out the smaller muscle groups, you will have lighter weights right here. So our start position, think of your ears, up by the ears, and your alignment is your angle, the angle of your elbow to your shoulder. I would like for that to be the start of your exercise. So watch the movement, up and down. Try to focus on keeping them straight up. The width at the start point of your exercise should be the same as the midpoint of your exercise. And the rep, try to make it even for today's workout. We're not changing the beginning or ending. Up and down, up and down. When you're working your shoulders, the overhead press, breaking out the exercises individually, you will hold the heaviest weights. Up and down, and from the side, up and down. And down. One more time from the front, up and down. Shoulders tend to tire more quickly than the bigger muscle groups. So that was the shoulder overhead press. Focusing next on biceps. The bicep, it is a pull muscle. If you are breaking out your workouts into push and pull, bicep. Opposite of the bicep is your tricep, which is the muscle that does the push. Bicep hammer curls. So you can, again, do these with 2 weights of the same weight or 1 at a time. Bicep curl, keeping your arm by your body, holding on to something which will give you a consistent grip. And personally, I think biceps are the most boring muscle group to work because almost everything is a curl down. So movement only at the elbows once you find your stance. Up and down. Right here. Pull exercise, biceps, the hammer curl. Our next exercise will be for the triceps. Tricep, large muscle on the back side of the arm, responsible for push movements. So I'm going to show it to you in the player ready stance right here. And as you do your exercises, try to make sure your shoulders are in alignment. You're not tilted either way. So one thing to remember when you do the tricep kickback is the only movement once you find your stance to isolate it mostly is elbow. So you don't want to be moving at your shoulder or at the hips tilting. You're static everywhere. Your moving point is the elbow. So just as the name says, we're kicking back. Up, squeeze at the top, and bring it back down. If you're done doing it with 2 weights, right here and back. A consistent movement at the top, squeeze your tricep. Try to feel that muscle and down. Squeeze back. Woo, and bring it in. Tricep. It's very funny because I don't like doing biceps. I love doing triceps. Squeeze and bring it in. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the workout. If you have any questions at all or comments, feel free to reach out to me at bbeebe@thefitnessequation.com. Stay tuned for